What if I told you that everything you've been led to believe about what makes you attractive is actually the very thing holding you back? That while most men are out there hustling and chasing the wrong things, they're actually making themselves weaker in the process? Imagine this. There's one brutally honest truth that separates the mediocre from the extraordinary, the confident from the insecure. The men who unlock this secret don't just become irresistible to women. They become forces of nature, magnetic and powerful in every part of their lives. This isn't just some random advice. It's a timeless lesson passed down by the Stoic philosophers who knew exactly what it takes to rise above the noise and become someone others can't help but admire. So if you're ready to stop playing games and start mastering the art of true attraction, stick around till the very end. What we're about to dive into could be the game changer you've been waiting for. You don't want to miss this. Let's get started. Number one, the shocking truth about attraction. That most men get completely wrong. For centuries, men have been fed the lie that attraction is all about external factors like looks, wealth, or social status. While these things may offer a temporary boost, they are not the real secret to lasting, deep attraction. What many men fail to grasp is that true, irresistible attraction comes from something much deeper, something that ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus understood, but has since been lost in today's world. Women are not attracted to desperation, and they certainly aren't drawn to men who constantly seek external validation. What truly attracts women is something far more powerful: self-mastery. Think about this for a second. How many times have you seen a man chase after a woman, putting her on a pedestal, desperately hoping that by doing enough, proving enough, he'll finally win her over? It's almost like a universal truth. This approach never works. And here's the reason why. When you constantly seek approval or validation from someone outside of yourself, you're giving away your power. And the moment you give away your power, you lose your respect, not just in her eyes, but in your own as well. A woman doesn't want a man who needs her to feel complete. She wants a man who is already whole, someone who has mastered his emotions, his desires, and his life in a way that makes him more valuable to her and to himself. This is where Stoicism offers a groundbreaking shift in perspective. The Stoic philosophers didn't teach men to chase, to beg for approval, or to cling to external sources of validation. Instead, they taught the value of internal strength, control over your emotions, resilience in the face of adversity, and the ability to walk through life with unshakable confidence. These are the traits that make a man irresistible, not just to women, but to anyone he encounters in life. So why does this matter? It matters because when you embody the principles of Stoicism, you stop playing games. You stop pretending to be something you're not just to get a reaction from someone. You become the version of yourself that you're meant to be. A man who is already confident, capable, and complete, with or without anyone's approval. This is the kind of man who doesn't need to chase, because people, especially women, are naturally drawn to him. You don't need to try. You don't need to prove. You simply are, and that is the true essence of attraction. This shift in perspective isn't just about making you more appealing to women. It's about completely transforming the way you live your life. Imagine being the kind of man who commands respect wherever he goes, not because he's seeking it, but because it's a natural byproduct of who he is. The Stoics knew that the ultimate goal isn't to impress others. It's to master yourself and your emotions so that no matter what life throws at you, you remain grounded, powerful, and unapologetically yourself. So the next time you find yourself chasing approval or thinking that external factors are the key to your attractiveness, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. They had it right all along. True power comes from within, and when you unlock that, you'll become irresistible to not just women, but to life itself. Number two, the Stoic key to unshakable attraction. The Stoics believed that the highest form of power a man could possess was not physical strength or wealth, it was self-control. The ability to remain calm, composed, and unshaken by the chaos around him. When a man has full command over himself, his emotions, his reactions, his mindset, he becomes an unstoppable force. This is what Marcus Aurelius meant when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The truth is, a man who masters his own mind and emotions doesn't just survive the storm, he becomes the storm. Here's the brutal truth that most men miss. You do not need validation. Not from women, not from society, not from anyone. The moment you stop seeking approval from others, you automatically become the prize. You become the one who others admire, respect, and want to be around. Not because you're chasing them, but because you're embodying the power of self-sufficiency. This is the core of Stoic philosophy, the realization that your sense of worth and power comes from within, not from external sources. Now let's break this down. Imagine a man who is always seeking validation, whether it's through attention from women, praise from his peers, or the admiration of society. He's constantly looking outward, hoping that the world will give him the approval he needs to feel whole. But this man is on a dangerous path. Why? Because when you rely on external validation, you give away your personal power. You become a slave to the opinions of others, and that leaves you vulnerable and weak. But the man who has mastered self-control and the Stoic mindset, he doesn't need external approval. He knows his worth and is not swayed by anyone's opinions. His confidence doesn't come from what others think of him. It comes from the fact that he is grounded in his own values, his own purpose, and his own strength. This man walks through life with unshakable confidence because he knows that he is already complete. No one else can add to or take away from that. So what does this look like in practice? It means becoming the kind of man who doesn't react emotionally to every challenge, insult, or setback. It means staying calm and composed when things get difficult instead of spiraling into frustration or desperation. It means taking full responsibility for your life and not blaming others or external circumstances for your problems. When you embody this kind of inner strength, you stop chasing. You stop seeking validation. You become the prize because a man who is self-sufficient, emotionally stable, and confident in his own abilities is a man who attracts respect, admiration, and yes, true attraction from others. This is the Stoic key to unshakable attraction. To realize that the greatest power you have lies not in external validation, but in your own mastery over your mind and emotions. When you control yourself, you control your world. And when you control your world, the world can't help but be drawn to you. Number 3, how to embody this power in real life. 1. Detach from outcomes. One of the most crippling mistakes men make is placing too much emphasis on a woman's response to them. Whether she likes you or not should have no bearing on your self-worth. The moment you start basing your value on how others perceive you, you lose your power. Instead of trying desperately to impress, focus on living a life that fulfills you. Cultivate confidence, find your purpose, and center yourself. When you embody this energy, people will naturally be drawn to you, especially women. Epictetus nailed it when he said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." You cannot control how someone feels about you, but you do have full control over how you carry yourself. And this is where your power lies. 2. Master emotional control. Far too many men let their emotions dictate their actions, whether it's frustration when ignored or eagerness when they get attention. This behavior signals neediness, and neediness is a major attraction killer. When you act from a place of emotional reaction, you surrender your power. A stoic man, on the other hand, remains composed no matter the circumstances. He doesn't allow his emotions to overpower his logic, and he doesn't act out of insecurity. Instead, he stays grounded, calm, and unshaken, regardless of external events. When you learn to master emotional control, you are no longer at the mercy of others' behavior. You are in charge of yourself and the room. 3. Stop seeking validation. The more you seek validation, the less attractive you become. Women can sense when a man is seeking their approval, and this is an instant turnoff. It's a sign of insecurity, and no one is drawn to someone who desperately craves attention. Instead of constantly chasing validation, shift your focus to developing real, unshakable self-confidence. Confidence that comes from discipline, personal growth, and the experiences you've lived through, not from external praise. Seneca put it perfectly when he said, "A wise man is content with himself." Be the man who doesn't need anyone's validation because you already know your worth. Be the man who is wanted because of the undeniable energy you exude, not because you're chasing approval. 4. Focus on purpose over pleasure. A man with a clear sense of purpose is unstoppable. When you devote yourself to something greater than fleeting pleasure or external admiration, you tap into a magnetic force. Women are drawn to men who are driven, who are moving towards something meaningful. They're not interested in men who place them at the center of their universe. Instead, they are drawn to men who have a mission, who know where they're going and why. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Stop talking about being great and start living it. A man with purpose becomes a beacon of attraction, not because he's trying to be, but because purpose-driven men naturally radiate strength, confidence, and purpose. By adopting these Stoic principles in your life, you begin to embody the power of self-mastery, emotional resilience, and true confidence. You'll find yourself not only more attractive to women, but also more magnetic to everyone you meet. This isn't about playing games or putting on a facade. It's about being a man who knows his value and lives it unapologetically. And that's the kind of man everyone, especially women, will be drawn to. Number 4, the unshakable man. Here's a harsh truth that most men refuse to accept. You don't attract women by chasing them. You attract them by becoming the kind of man they don't want to lose. The kind of man who is unshaken by life's challenges, who doesn't seek approval from anyone, and who possesses a purpose that is far greater than any one person or desire. When you embody these traits, you don't need to chase. You don't need to try. You simply are. And when you are the man who is grounded, self-sufficient, and on a mission, you become magnetic, not just to women, but to opportunities, respect, and success. This is the true power of Stoicism, the ability to be unshakable in the face of adversity, the strength to maintain composure regardless of what life throws at you, and the unrelenting pursuit of your own purpose. When you learn to master yourself, you become unstoppable. Women aren't drawn to desperation. They're drawn to men who have their lives together, who are focused on their growth and mission. That's how you become truly irresistible. If you found this lesson valuable and are ready to take control of your life, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because this is just the beginning of your journey to self-mastery. Now it's time to put these principles into action. But before you go, what do you think is the most important trait of an unshakable man? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started.